So UFC Noche is taking place at the weekend once again, and we got Gene Silva versus Diego Lopes in the main event of the evening. And I cannot lie, the rest of the card is so dust. It's so dust. It's so ass. And I'm still gonna break it down. This main event is absolutely fucking spectacular in Title Shot MMA's book. We'll start with I want to talk a little bit about what the fuck Diego Lopes is doing with a fucking attire like that. What customization of your character are you doing? Like the fucking mustache, bro? What is that? That dusty ass fringe as well, bro. I can't even say much, but like, you know what I mean? At least I'm trying here. Fucking hell, this dude looks like a fucking 1960s mafia character, fucking South Park or some shit, bro. What is this guy doing? And Gene Silva looks like he's just gone through an absolute villain arc with that fucking haircut. But enough roasted of the fighters. I'm still going Diego Lopes. I'm still picking Diego Lopes. I rewatched Gene Silva versus Bryce Mitchell, and I rewatched Volk versus Diego Lopes. Few key takeaways of the Gene Silva fight. The striking department, he looks good. The grappling, he looks very good. And I would absolutely fucking hate for him to fight Volkanovski. If I'm being honest with you. I saw this quote. You don't need drugs. You need Volk. And that's a quote I'm going to live by for the rest of my life. Lopes landed on Volk clean a few times, and I feel like another straight one down the pipe in moments would have finished Volk off, but Volk's just like a different. I could just sit here and glaze Volk all day and I'll have no regrets. Like, I just love that guy. Honestly just want to grab his head and just fucking smack it off so bad. I love that. I just want to give it a big kiss in the fucking head, to be honest with you. Anyway, the actual fight itself, Lopes had moments. Volk was kind of in control of the fight the whole time, but I definitely thought Lopes had moments. He dropped Volk as well. So I think Lopes has got serious, power in his hands. And I watched Ortega fight. Jesus Christ. He fucking nearly got him out there in the first round, which was extremely impressive because we all know how kind of tough Brian Ortega is. You have to give him credit. He is tough. So Lopes has it there. He has it on the ground as well. Like, he gave Movzar a lot of problems on the ground. I know that was like 2.5 years ago in his UFC debut, but he gave Movzar a lot of problems on the ground. But the problem is with Diego Lopes, I don't know if he can consistently do it for a long period of time. I saw him in the Volk fight really. I thought he was very cautious that it was a 5 round fight. I thought he was very, aware that okay, I can't go fucking balls to the wall here in the first 2 rounds because I've got another 3 to go then compared to just 5 minutes. And I feel like he was very aware of that in the Volk fight. I feel like that's good though. I feel like that's good. But with Gene Silva, he seems to be just like a bit of a fucking, just like a dog. Oh my god, do you everyone remember that Bryce Mitchell? I put a lot of dogs down on my day. That was one of the best press conference moments ever, and I don't like Bryce Mitchell, but Gene Silva definitely is like one of the top featherweights in the division. Now I don't know if I just think Lopes will be able to find moments on the feet from what I saw. I feel like the straightforward punches Lopes throws, he's going to be able to find range. He's got a bit of a reach advantage, I would assume, but Gene Silva can definitely get in close and definitely land, which is why I'm a little bit worried. It's a very hard fight to call. It's a very hard fight to call because they're both really explosive styles. They're both going into the finish. It's a fucking banger main event. Like, this is a fucking cracker of a main event. I think this is a 9 out of 10 main event, to be honest with you. Like, absolute beast of a main event. It should be fucking Yair Rodriguez in there, but that guy doesn't want to fight anybody. um, and I feel like the way Lopes kind of moves forward, he has it on the ground as well. The thing is, both these guys have it on the ground. So I would love if we could see a few scrambles on the ground. And I feel like Gene Silva is going to be able to. I feel like Silva will engage in grappling, but I feel like Lopes might engage in grappling as well. I feel like either of these guys, I feel like Silva might be a little bit more inclined to engage with the grappling because he submitted Bryce Mitchell, which is extremely impressive. If Movzar went in there and or Movzar, if Lopes went in there and got Movzar in like a triangle or some shit like that, then I would be like a little bit kind of lenient towards him, or even like an Ortega. If you got him in like a triangle there, he didn't finish Ortega. Um, he is so heavy handed. He's quite big as well. Gene Silva is definitely more of like a Nathaniel Wood, kind of like a bit more of an assassin, where Lopes is more of an RPG, where he's just gonna fucking blow you to pieces. But Gene Silva's gonna go around and use like a blade and slice you up that way. That's the best way I could describe it. But I'm gonna be picking the RPG in this fight. I feel like he'll be able to find the range. For Lopez, if he wins, I don't think you give him an immediate rematch. Of course, I don't. I just don't think UFC will go down that route either. For Gene Silva, this is a guaranteed title fight. I feel there's no number contender at featherweight either. So this is destined. This is destined for Gene Silva to get this one done. Maybe even at the end of the year. Let's say he goes in there and just doesn't take any damage. We know Volk doesn't like to fucking wait into the 6 months before he can fight again. So that fuck me, it's been ages since I've seen Volk, man. Way too long. It's been like 4 months, but still. Uh, 4 weeks is long enough. I feel like Gene Silva is absolutely going to be next in line. This fucking card falls off so bad. Rob Font versus David Martinez. Like, oh my god. It was meant to be Raul Roches Jr., but still. I feel like Gene Silva is absolutely going to be next in line for Volkanovski to win, like 1,000,000%. And that's a fucking mega fight. Gene Silva, Volkanovski. Gene Silva with the belt is huge. Huge. And I would love. Never mind, actually. I wouldn't like Gene Silva versus Volk. That would be bad. That would be bad. But I'm picking Lopez to beat him and Volk beat Lopez. But I feel like the stage that Volk's in his career, and I think the stylistic fight of Volkanovski would do probably better against obviously Diego Lopez because, like I said, Lopez is an RPG, and I feel like Volk would just get out of the way of the explosion. But Gene Silva getting in and slicing you up, that's kind of Volk's game as well. So he's gonna have to engage in some shit. You know what I mean? To get success. And I feel like Gene Silva is going to be in his face as well. And that's the problem. That's where I feel like Volkanovski would have some fucking, just bad problems. Just bad fucking problems. But yeah, I'm going to go with Diego Lopez via second round TKO on that one. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. But listen, we'll move down the card. And the rest of the card, I'm not going to lie, it's not going to be an awful lot of in depth like that one. But listen, we got Rob Font. We got Rob Font versus David Martinez. I'll pick Rob Font in this one. It's short notice for David Martinez too, so I'll definitely pick Rob Font. Let me just adjust that real quick. There we go. I'll definitely pick Rob Font in this one. Listen, Rob Font fell off so bad. Rob Font fell off so fucking bad because I just feel like Rob Font maybe 4 years ago now at this stage is pretty crazy. Was like fighting Jose Aldo was just about to fight Peter Yan for the belt, which is pretty insane. Because he was beaten up like Cody Garbrandt, and I remember thinking like Rob Font has the best jab in the UFC, and then he got I would never forget the Adrian Yanez KO that he got on Yanez. That was fucking legendary. That was absolutely legendary KO. I fucking love the UFC. Oh my god, the shit is the best thing in the world. But when I saw Yanez go down, I was like, fuck, are we about to see another fucking Vulcan or fucking Volk Rob Font masterclass? Are we about to see Rob Font just pull it out the bag? But his career kind of went downhill a little bit. He lost to Figgy and stuff like that, which isn't good. So, but I feel like he'll get this one done. You know what I mean? David Martinez is on short notice. He's quite stationary. He's gonna definitely grapple, but I feel like Rob Font's gonna be able to get this one done. And I picked Rob Font to beat Kyler Phillips as well. And Rob Font was a serious underdog in that fight. So don't ever fucking forget my UFC knowledge. And gay, no gay. Oh, Jared Gordon. So listen, how do I talk about a Jared Gordon fight without talking about the fact that he got robbed by Paddy Pimblett? How do I do it? How do I do it, chat? How do I do it? Rafa Garcia. Listen, I'll go with Jared Gordon via decision on this one. Not much to be said. Pretty dead fight. Not much to it. The whole this card is fucking wank to be like it's got some decent name value like Gastelum's up next and stuff like that, but Jared Gordon and Rafa Garcia is nothing like. Do you know what I mean? So listen, I'll go with Jared Gordon via decision. I feel like he'll get this one done. I feel like Rafa Garcia is quite stationary. Jared Gordon's been in there with some good people. He's been on some sort of run. So over the last few years, mainly just losing to Paddy Pimblett. But yeah, I'll go with Jared Gordon on that one. Next up, Kelvin Gastelum versus Dutson Stolford, sorry. I'll go with Kelvin Gastelum. Am I the only one that feels like Kelvin Gastelum shares a bit of Darren Till? He shares a bit of Darren Till in him. It's just kind of like it's almost like a disappointment. It's definitely a big disappointment in it. It's definitely kind of like oh my fucking god, you were so close. You went neck and neck with Israel Adesanya, and now you just got fucking ran through by Sean Brady. Like it just doesn't sit well with me. I'll go with Kevin Gastelum. He's gonna have the experience. I don't think Dustin's that good in this fight. Kelvin though, like he's. I remember I saw on his Instagram for fucking years. Like he put up. He was like road mission for gold or road for gold. I'm glad he's got out of that mindset because that shit's just not gonna help him in that fight. That shit's not gonna help him in that fight. So yeah, I really want to talk about the Gene Silva fight, but Santiago Luna versus Quang Lee. The fact that this is on a fucking main card is is pretty insane. I'm gonna go with Santiago Lana on that one. To be honest, not much more needs to be said. Here we go. Alexander Hernandez versus Diego Ferreira. Actually, a pretty decent scrap here. Should be on the main card, but still, I'll go with Alexander Hernandez. I remember Alexander Hernandez didn't really have. Oh, he was like co-main event to like. I feel like it could have been TJ versus Cejudo. He could have been like co-main event to that. He just chatted so much shit against Cowboy, and I hated him for it at the time. But now I just kind of fuck Alexander Hernandez. I feel like he's a bit of a G. I feel like he's kind of one of those guys that's like a proper stud inside the gym. So inconsistent though. So fucking inconsistent. Like he might lose his fight pretty bad, but I'll go with Alexander Hernandez on this one. I don't really think Diego Ferreira is that good. He's got nice hands and all, but I'll go Alexander Hernandez on that one. Next up, we have Jose Daniel Medina versus Dusko Turavic. I'm gonna go with Dusko on this one. Too much heavy hands. Gonna get that one done. Nicely finished. Kind of the rest of the card is just, you know, I'll just get burner predictions to be honest with you because Claudio Puelles, like, why are you even in the UFC anymore? You know what I mean? I'll go with Claudio Puelles via second round submission. I'll probably go for like a fucking. I'll hold on here actually. So we have a number 2 versus number 4 on the early, like nearly an early prelim slot on a WMA fight. Now, you know how I feel about WMA. Who is that? Oh yeah, she's like 19 and she's making her UFC or something like that. She trained for like 3 years, which is pretty insane. But so we have Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. Could you imagine a world, okay, where Charles Oliveira is fighting who's number 4? Probably let's just say Paddy Pimblett. Could you imagine a world? It's not, but like let's say it's Justin Gaethje actually. Could you imagine a world where Charles Oliveira number 2 is fighting Justin Gaethje number 4 on an early prelim? Can you imagine that in any stage of their career? Now, keep in mind, Gaethje's only fought above top 10 opponents. Could you imagine that at any stage of their career? Could you? Because I sure as fuck couldn't. I'll go with Tatiana Suarez on that one. Um, yeah, not much more needs to be said there. Jesus Aguilar versus Luis Guerrilla. Gonna go with Luis Guerrilla on that one. I feel like he's actually got really good hands on this guy. This guy, it's a good one to look at, Luis Guerrero. I like him on this one. So, yeah. Next up, we have Zachary Reese versus Cedricus Dumas. So the like hood fighter of the UFC, everyone calls him. I saw a load of people giving him stick during the week. Oh, what's that guy's name? ITP MMA? Is that his name? He does really fucking good videos. I feel like that's his name. ITP or some shit like that. He does really good animated videos. Like one of my, I wouldn't even say it's one of my top YouTubers because I don't know who his name is. But if that, he makes really good fucking YouTube videos. I saw him call him a fucking idiot or some shit like that in a thumbnail. But this guy says he has like €10 to his name and his whole account and stuff like that. So obviously that's not what you want to be seeing on a fucking professional UFC fighter having 20 quid on their fucking name. But I feel like he's going, I'll go him on this one. You know what I mean? When you have 20 quid in your name, you're a different kind of a human being when you're fighting in the UFC. I feel like you need a different level of motivation. So I'll pick him on that one, but fucking no confidence going forward on that one. Alessandro Costa versus Alden Krasso. I'll go with Costa on that one, be a third round TKO. Actually, I'll go with him first round TKO, actually. I feel like he's very good. I feel like he's got good hands. He's got good jiu-jitsu. And I feel like he's quite well-rounded, but he's not going to see a top 10 or anything like that. Monty Redden versus Alice Pereira. I'm gonna go Alice Pereira because I've seen her on the fucking headlines. I actually have never seen her fight, so this is kind of why I'm skipping over that. And we have Rodrigo Zanias versus Daniel Dubaca. I'm gonna go with Daniel Dubaca. Who cares about that? Back to the main event. So I want to talk about the main event a little bit more, and I want to go to talk about the featherweight division a little bit more. So obviously we have this absolute cracker of a main event. It does make me think if you're Diego Lopes, obviously you have to fight down. Obviously, you have to fight down. I think Holloway's gone out of the rankings, so the number one contender would probably be Lopes. Obviously, he has to fight down. He's taking a very risky fight in Gene Silva. Obviously, the fucking Yair Rodriguez fight was the one we all wanted to see. Like, that was it. That was fucking it. That was just a fight to make. But Yair Rodriguez just doesn't want to fight fucking anybody. Like, it's like Cyril Gane. He won't fight anybody unless it's for the belt. And I saw rumors about Volk versus Yair too. That was months ago. Thank God nothing came of them just yet, but still. For Gene Silva, this is all reward. For Diego Lopes, this is to get back on track. I feel like if Lopes wins, we could see him against like maybe an Aljamain Sterling, which would be a great fucking fight. A Lerone Murphy's now in the mix, which I fucking love. Don't forget my boy Arnold Allen. And for Gene Silva, this is bagging the title shot. This is bagging it for the end of the year, beginning of next year. Fuck me, man. Even more time at the cage just doesn't sit well with me with Volk. If Silva fights him, like I said, Silva's an assassin. He's going to get in your face. He's going to slice you up. Diego Lopes is going to drop heavy shit on you. Two very different styles. I back Volk to dodge the missiles, to dodge the fucking. I just back Volk to dodge all of that shit compared to Gene Silva getting in his face with a knife and he has to defend all this fucking shit and he has to worry about the threat of the takedown as well. I don't like it. I don't like it for Volkanovski 1 fucking %. If I'm being honest with you, um, so we don't really know what's gonna happen with Volk. My guess, I don't think they'll do Yair. I don't think they'll do Yair. I think the winner. I think if Gene Silva wins, they'll give it to him, and I think if Gene Silva loses, they'll give it to Ron Murphy in December. Because if Gene Silva steamrolls Lopez, I don't think Gene Silva's the type of guy to sit out and wait. I don't. I don't think he's the type of guy to sit out and wait and just be like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna just wait for my title shot and I'll let Lerone Murphy fight. No, I feel like he'll step up and be like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna fucking take on Volk now. So I feel like that's what's gonna happen in this whole fight. Let me know what you think down below, home dogs, and thanks for watching.